You might not have expected to need a second opportunity to qualify for the Olympic Games, find themselves in this second heat of round 2. Guyana go on the inside. Daniel Williams took part in the mixed relay earlier on, as did the third leg runner, Malachy Austin. A limited team here in Guyana, making the relatively short hop to the Bahamas. And they find themselves in lane 1. Senegal with Ousmane Sidibe on the opening leg to El Hadj Soumaré, Frédéric Mendy and Cheikh Diouf. Complete their quartet. Poland, of course, in lane number 3 have had plenty of history in the 4x4, particularly indoors in the last few years as well, but a relatively untested quartet at a major level for them. Maximilian Sved, Matthias Reginek, Igor Bogaczynski and Kajetan Dushinsky. Jamaica with a switch around for them. They've got Rasheem McDonald into the team for this one. Malik James King, who ran the opening leg yesterday. Demish Kay and Asini Wilson retain their positions. It's because they moved Zandrian Barnes into the mixed relay to make sure that they got through. Spain with Inaki Cañao, Manuel Guijarro, Oscar Josios and Julio Arenas, who's another one running a second leg in not too big a gap. Guijarro there ran a 45.08 split yesterday. Czech Republic, well, Pavel Maslak was in their team yesterday, but a 47.3 leg has prompted the Czech selectors to look elsewhere for this one, including Vít Müller. He's their second leg runner. There's the Commonwealth Games champion, Bazala Samukonga, who anchored Zambia yesterday, but he's on the second leg this time round. He split 44.41 yesterday, did Samukonga. Patrick Nyambe leads them away. And our final team on the outside will be led off by Kyle Gale. Again, the same team for Barbados as yesterday, but in a different order. Jonathan Jones moves from the anchor to the second leg, swapping with Rasheem Griffith. Qualifying round 2, men's 4x400 meters. Fast start from Patrick Nyambe of Zambia in the black colours left of picture out in lane 7. He's opened up a few metres, as you can see, on the Czech Republic. Matej Kursek on the inside of him. Barbados run on the outside with Kyle Gale on their opening leg. They're getting away the teams in the outer 6 lanes from the 2 on the inside, Guyana and Senegal. Strong finish from Kyle Gale of Barbados, closest to the left. His second leg runner, Malik James King, well down the field here. Spain will break from the lanes out of lane number 5 with Manuel Guijarro looking again to post another excellent leg after a good performance yesterday. But he's got the Commonwealth champion, Bazala Samukonga. So this one, again, pretty competitive. Jamaica are just trimming that gap ever so slightly. Malik James King is finishing well to try and reel in the Caribbean counterparts, Barbados. But it's Spain, Zambia, Poland and the Czech Republic who are the leading 4, and they're 5 metres clear of the Caribbean pair of Barbados and Jamaica. Further back then to Guyana and Senegal. Spain with Oscar Josios down the back straights. Zambia have David Malenga, who's now making the move. Look at Jamaica coming with Demish Gay, went out hard and is really fighting to hold it together down the closing 50 metres or so, as the final handover sees Zambia taking the baton out in front with Kennedy Luchembe. Spain in pursuit with Julio Arenas. Poland really are having a fine run at the moment. Kajetan Dushinsky has got the baton for them. For Jamaica on the final leg, it will be Asini Wilson, who's now being passed down the back by Barbados, as Rasheem Griffith make for the second spot. Julio Arenas gets the job done for Spain. Another qualification this evening for them, and a brilliant run from the Poles, who didn't have a great hit yesterday, but have come back and got their job done on the way to Paris. Spain and Poland, see you there. definitely you've got to feel for Zambia ever so slightly for, I don't know, 390 meters of that leg, maybe less than that. It looked like they were in a great position.
He was trying to push and push and push, but Electric was there. Like, I love it to see them. Like, he needs to push to the finish line, of course, but yeah, sometimes Electric is coming and then you cannot do anything, but you give it all.
Well, it's great just to see what it means to the athletes. I know it's the Olympic Games, it's the pinnacle for athletes as well. But this is teams who've sent their best runners in the main, and they are getting their rewards. So you want to take that home. Other people need that as well. And that's a really good run from the Polish quartet as well. I mentioned they're relatively untested, a lot of unfamiliar names at national level as well. I'm sure they'll be, oh, they are absolutely delighted, but I think the Polish fans will be nicely surprised by that performance as well. They were coming under a bit of pressure down the home straight as well. And what a curious run from Jamaica. Overall, it was just a real in and out performance from them, wasn't it?
Yeah, you saw that they pushed all of them, and that's why they all slowed down in the last 100 meters, because they need to push, but I pushed a little bit too much, but the gap was way too far.
Well, you looked at that lineup, the teams in that heat. I mean, if you said that Jamaica weren't going to come in the first four, I mean, that's just remarkable, isn't it, with the team they had available. But full credit to Spain, the positive impact or the positive approach taken by Zambia as well to really push on. They obviously have their big hitter, Zambia, Zala Samakonga, on the second leg, who got them into a good position, but his teammates were able to continue that, and Kennedy Lechembe taking the baton there really did fight hard with Julio Arenas on that final lap, but ultimately was squeezed out of it into fourth position. But Jamaica not even in the picture hardly coming down that home straight. And some questions for them to answer over 400 meters. Jamaica finished fourth, remember, in the world final. One or two of their big hitters in that event also choosing not to be here as well. Some of those in the shorter sprint events, but that's a good feeling for Julio Arenas of Spain. Anyone left? Anyone right? No one at all. We're off to Paris. And they won Australia. Spain sealing the victory from the fast-finishing Poland, who held off Czech Republic.
The men's 4x400 meters relay at the BTC World Athletics Relays in the Bahamas unfolded as one of the most intense and emotionally charged battles of the entire event. With Olympic qualification on the line, every stride, every exchange, and every decision carried enormous weight. The atmosphere inside the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium was electric. The stands vibrated with energy as fans from around the world waved flags, yelled encouragement, and held their breath with every change in momentum. Under the bright lights, 8 national teams positioned themselves on the familiar blue track, fully aware that a single mistake could cost them a ticket to Paris 2024. From the start, it was clear that this heat brought together teams at very different stages of development, but all united by a fierce sense of purpose. Guyana, placed in lane 1, continued to prove why they are becoming one of the most intriguing emerging relay squads, showing grit and growing technical maturity. Senegal approached the race with visible determination, aiming to push African sprinting into a new era by securing a historic qualification. Meanwhile, Poland, famous for its disciplined and reliable relay structure, leaned on experience and sharp baton exchanges to keep themselves in contention. Jamaica entered as the sentimental favorite. Their blend of youthful fire, deep relay tradition, and raw speed made them one of the most dangerous teams on the track. Every leg they ran seemed to shift the stadium's energy, with Jamaican fans erupting at each acceleration. Spain also approached the race with their trademark discipline, focusing on smooth transitions and maintaining consistent pace, hoping that precision could outweigh raw power. The Czech Republic, often underestimated, aimed to disrupt expectations with their technical execution and fearless racing attitude. Zambia and Barbados completed the lineup, each carrying the hopes of nations eager to make a statement. Both teams showcased courage and ambition, demonstrating that they were not simply there to fill lanes but to challenge for every possible opportunity. Their presence highlighted the growing global depth in the 4x400 relay, where smaller nations are closing the gap and pushing traditional powers to their limits. In the end, this heat became more than a chase for qualification. It was a celebration of global athletic progress, national pride, and the relentless pursuit of Olympic dreams. Each team left the track with a story of bravery, growth, and ambition, reminding fans once again why the 4x400 relay remains one of the most compelling races in the sport.